Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the South American adventure that is the Colorado Kid. Today is a special day because if Cruzeiro fail to win, then we will very well, if we win our match, be crowned champions of the Brasileiro Serie A, and that is on the 30th match of the season. We could win it with 8 matches left to go. It's been ridiculous. We did walk in to a team that was already doing very well. We've continued that momentum so far, and we find ourselves in a position where we could win the season. Sorry, we could win the championship with almost a quarter of the season left to play. Um, Before we get into that, a couple of little things regarding the team. Wellington Silva, as I mentioned before, is leaving. Finocchio? Finocchieto? I don't know. Finocchieto, that's what we're going to say. The Argentinian goalkeeper is leaving us for Sierra for £350,000. I didn't bother talking them up. Frankly, it wasn't worth the time for the amount of money that we'd get for him. We were doing pretty well for money anyway, so we're not going to be hurting for a couple of 100,000 here or there. The reason why I'm perfectly happy to let him go is because waiting in the wings in the youth team we have a Argentinian goalkeeper by the name of Romero. Yeah, that one. So the 16-year-old goalkeeper will be joining us at the end of the season when the transfer window opens. I'm also looking at possibly bringing in a striker, and my feeling at the moment is that we go for Suarez, who is absolutely rapid, can play all the way across the front three. He can also play in attacking midfield as well. Looking at his stats, he's not necessarily well suited to playing in midfield, but everything else points to him being, at the age of 16, remember, he's got a long way to develop. It points to him being a pretty decent player up front for us. I'm just going to have a little look. Let's have a look what he's got here. He's got free passing, first time shot. He's an acrobatic finisher. He can do the flip flap and double touch, gamesmanship as well. So he's well suited to the Brazilian league, and he will go from strength to strength. I've got absolutely no doubt whatsoever. The reason why we're considering a striker is because if we go back into my team and just scroll down a little bit, you will see that an offer has been made for Marcinho, and it's not a bad one. But Beijing Guoan, I don't know, Beijing. I think they can afford a little bit more money. Let's say 2.7, and he's yours. Any transfers that we confirm now, as far as I'm concerned, as far as I'm aware, players that we do sell will be moving on the 1st of January. I don't know if the youth team players join immediately, so that's going to be interesting. After this match against, who is it again? Avai. Once we've finished playing against Avai, we might find that the goalkeeper Romero has joined our ranks. If he hasn't, it's not a problem. He'll join at the end of the season. Let's have a look at the game plan for today. Everyone's feeling pretty okay with the exception of Iago. Let's give Gallardo a game at left back. 72 rated. He's not a bad left back. He's okay defensively. Zika is a better defender, but naturally right-footed, so I'll leave that option on the bench for myself. Lopez is going to sit this one out. We'll give Potka a go. He's not as quick, not as good dribbling the ball, not as good shooting or passing. Defensively, he's slightly better, and he's much stronger, so he'll be able to hold the ball up. And we'll always have the option of bringing Lopez on, or we could possibly play Guerrero. No, we can't play Guerrero out on the wing. We have options within the matchday squad, so not to worry about that. Right, Reds versus Blues, a classic lineup, a classic match in store. The previous game that we played and won 2-1, we actually went 1-0 down and ended up managing to pull it back and getting the 3 points after a pretty rocky first 15 minutes. We dominated the rest of the match. We had 4 players on 7.5s. It was a fun game. So yeah, here we are. Potentially we could be winning the league. Not outright. Mathematically, if Cruzeiro were to draw and we won our game, then it would only be a lead on goal difference. However, have you seen my goal difference recently? It's a pretty unassailable number at the moment. That was a cross, but it didn't really work out that way. So yeah, all things being equal, a win today. If Cruzeiro fail to win their match, we could end up celebrating. Not a absolutely guaranteed championship, but certainly it would be very unlikely that we would lose all of our remaining games of the season. Although we do still have to win this one. It's not a foregone conclusion, and the ball's gone in the back of the net. I think it's been given as offside, but we really need to, yes it has, we really need to concentrate. We need to do a lot better, and we're very lucky that that striker was so wayward in his positioning. Ball's out on the left with Gallardo. It's played forward to Velasco. Back to Gallardo again. He's going to play a ball into the box. It's a good cross. It's a good header. Excellent save by the goalkeeper, and doesn't he know it? Good play by Inter. Ball into the box. Guerrero knew exactly where it was going to go, and the goalkeeper getting his hand to it, tipping it over the bar for the corner. Velasco with the corner, whips one in. Hulimar looked to get on top of it, couldn't quite manage it. Curler, oh, just wide. Gallardo's had a bright start to the match. He doesn't play many games, so he's trying to make the best of this opportunity in the starting 11 for the first time in quite some time. Long ball forward, Cuesta's underneath it. He does deal with it. Out to Rodriguez. That's a good control by Potka. Into retain possession. It's not ideal. It's not what they would have wanted. Oh, and so close. Rodriguez on the run. He wanted to get a goal. Couldn't quite manage it, and now on the break here, and they're in behind the defence again. It's taken a deflection, and it's in the back of the net, and there's nothing the referee can do about it this time. Cuesta with the fateful touch, goalkeeper telling him, look, don't worry about it, these things happen. But yet again, Inter go behind. It's an unfancied opposition. He did his best. He tried to get a head onto it. He did, in fact. But it deflected it underneath the goalkeeper's body. Probably would have been better if he'd left it be. Here we go. He makes the decision to dive for it, and it just squirms underneath the goalkeeper. So into 1-0 down. They're going to need a response. They're going to need it fairly quick. The longer this goes on, the more confident Avai will be of holding on to a famous victory here. Hulimar can't find the pass. They keep hold of the ball though. Nice idea, trying to flick the ball on. Gallardo, yeah, he's offside. A little bit too quick to put the ball in. The strikers didn't have the opportunity to get themselves back into an onside position. You can see they were trying. just a little bit too quick in playing the ball. Sometimes you can save yourself a little bit of time by just slowing it down, as strange as that sounds. Rodriguez beaten to the ball in the air. He's not the tallest player. And it's headed back to the goalkeeper, who immediately rolls it back out. Here's Cuesta. Inter will be hoping that his confidence isn't too shaken by that early mishap. Oh, here's a chance, and it's a goal. It's an equaliser for the number 4, Hulimar, brought in during the transfer window, and he's made quite the impact to this team. Nice passing in the midfield. It was suddenly played forward, and a couple of incisive passes were all it took to tear this Avaí team apart. And the equaliser has come via the mercurial talents of the Brazilian winger Hulimar. And it's 1-1 here now. And Inter will be thinking, maybe we can not necessarily win it again, because we've said they can't mathematically win it. Oh, hello. Oh, he's so close there. But they will, if they win, and if Cruzeiro lose, go equal to the number of points that Cruzeiro could win if they were to win every single match remaining in the season. Title is all but assured for Inter now. Mathematically still possible to be caught, but very unlikely. Cross into the box, Guerrero near post, it's taken a deflection, it's gone behind. The fans at the other end thought for a second it might have gone in. What a cross this was, though. And if it wasn't for the deflection off of the defender, it could have been a very different story. Velasco with the corner, whips it in. Gallardo looking for the spectacular. Nonato, fortunately, back onto the ball, and he plays it right into the hands of Leo Lopez. Sure, I've heard that name before. Rodriguez to Nonato. No one directly ahead of him, so he plays it out wide instead to Antunes, who plays it back into Nonato. Velasco, William Potner can't quite make it stick. Now the away team get the chance to sit on the ball for a little bit. Long ball played forward as the half-time whistle goes. It's 1-1 here. Thanks to an own goal to begin with, and then an equaliser from Hulimar. 5 shots on goal for Inter, only the 1 shot for Avaí. How often have we seen that? No shots on target, but 1 goal to their name. Inter will be hoping that results are going their way today. If Cruzeiro lose and Inter end up picking up all 3 points here, they will be crowned champions. That's a decent shot, to be fair. He's taken a deflection, and he manages, Gallardo, just to play the ball out for a throw-in rather than a corner. It's pretty much all he could do in that situation. Rodriguez with some excellent defending, and he finds a good ball to Gallardo. Up to Hulimar, who's looking at his options now. Inside to Velasco, who looks up. I think Guerrero's offside. Yes, he is, unfortunately. The wrong ball at the wrong time. Perhaps he should have played it through to Podka on the opposite wing. Lopez with a long ball forward. Cuesta wins the header. Strong in the air. It's William Potka now, looking for the through ball to Guerrero. He's found it. And here's Hulimar. On his left foot, it's his weaker foot. Couldn't get the power and precision. Ended up going for precision at the cost of the power. And the goalkeeper more than capable of collecting the ball. Here's Hulimar. Velasco. Back to Hulimar. On the run. Can't quite get to it before the defender. Velasco challenging for the ball in the air. Nonato now. Oh dear, there's been a mix-up. He's through. And the defence cover pretty well. Cuesta wins the ball. Hulimar, he's not going to get to it. Just a couple of times the ball's been played slightly too far ahead of him. I think his teammates perhaps overestimating the pace that the young lad has. Cuesta again wins the header. He's a dependable presence in the defence. Oh, he's so close. He's just a shade away. Good interception in the midfield there. Lomba plays the ball out to Gallardo. This is nice from Inter. Potka. Oh, just wide. Determined to get a goal to his name. Perhaps reinstate himself in the starting 11 on a full-time basis. You get the feeling that no player's position is necessarily nailed down at this point. Especially with a transfer window and an off-season to come. And that ball's too heavy, goes well wide. It's going to be a goal kick. Ball lobbed out left to Gallardo. Into Rodriguez now, who looks up. He's looking for men ahead of him. He sees an option, he takes it. Look at Inter. Really working their socks off, closing the man down wherever possible. Force them into mistakes, and they forced one here. Velasco, Potka, Hulimar. And the ball goes all the way through. It's going to find its way back to the goalkeeper, who looks up, figures out what his best option is, and ends up playing it out to one of the centre-backs. Potka, Nonato. Finds its way to Guerrero. Oh, he steals the ball off the toes of the defender. Rodriguez. Velasco carries the ball forward. Hulimar tries to play the ball to Guerrero, but the 50-50, he loses out. That's good from Rodriguez. Here's Guerrero. He can't get to the ball in time. Looks like this game may end up in a draw. Inter will have to wait another day to confirm their championship. Or will they? Here's Guerrero, one last chance, it's gone in! Guerrero with a last-minute winner for Inter. And could that be the goal that seals the championship for this Brazilian team? Look at the fans celebrating with him. Scenes of absolute jubilation. They believe this might be the goal that seals it. We'll have to wait and see. Brilliant play between the forwards though. The 1-2, they knew exactly what was going to happen. And look at that finish, outside of the right boot. No right to finish it from there. With the R2 button, anything's possible. Wonderful curled effort into the bottom left-hand corner. And look at what that goal means to those fans there. And now the changes come, and they come thick and fast. The more offensive of the two midfielders makes way. And Podka is going to make way as well. For Eden Nielsen. Not a natural in that position, but he can do a job for them. And with the fresh legs on, all that remains is for Inter to see out this last minute. And they do successfully see it out. And it looks as though Cruzeiro have got a result that will mean that Inter are going to have to wait another day to confirm their championship. A match that was dominated by the home team, but for a long time it seemed as though it might end up being the away team that walked away with the spoils. It wasn't until half an hour in that they got level. And then it was the 90th minute before they got the winner. And speaking of winners, Cruzeiro got a very important winner at home against Piranha. So it looks as though, and I'm going to have to apologise if anyone knows how to pronounce these teams and I'm getting them horribly wrong. I do apologise. Portuguese is not a language that I'm familiar with. But Cruzeiro have won their game, meaning that it's going to have to be tomorrow that we potentially win the Campeonato. Confirmation there that with 30 games played, we are now 23 points clear at the top of the table. I'm just doing the maths in my head quickly, because with 8 games left, 3 points per game, and that means that there is a maximum of 24 points on offer. Cruzeiro can only win every game, and if they do, they'll end up on 78 points. So we only need one more win. But that's going to have to wait, you guessed it, until next time when we do play Piranha in the Campeonato away from home. And here we go, do or die decider. We're going to be asked the question, come the final whistle of your next match, you could be crowned champions. What's your mindset going into such a pivotal match? Right, so do we go cocky? Do we say winning the title is just the beginning? Because, let's be honest, we hope that that is going to be the case. We'll win the next match and the title, pretty much the same as saying the first one, or it's all about staying calm. Well, I wonder if this could have an effect on the players, so I think I might just go with it's all about staying calm, just to keep their heads down, make sure that we don't have a form issue with the players going into the next match. Even if we don't take the title in the next match, we're still in pole position to be crowned champions at some point. We'll give it our all, of course, but there's no blah blah blah. Didn't read it fast enough. So there we go. What a wonderful picture to end the episode. Guerrero standing tall on the hoardings, taking in the admiration of his fans. So until tomorrow, thank you very much for watching. Let's hope that tomorrow brings a championship, and then we can look forward to next season and potentially competing for the Libertadores. Until then, thanks very much for watching. Take care. Bye bye.